Hello again. In the previous episode, we talked how important it is to keep your phone number private, anonymous, and secure. Now, we are going to examine one approach to achieving this, namely virtual phone numbers. We will find out how virtual phone numbers can be used with your online pseudonym. Let's go. Virtual phone numbers are offered by various services. As the name suggests, these services create a virtual number where you can receive and make calls and exchange messages. The technology uses voice over IP to transmit the information. Virtual phone numbers are similar to email aliases in the sense that they create a level of separation from your real phone number. External parties interact with the virtual number as if it were a real one. They don't know the actual number behind it. In most cases, they don't even know that they're communicating with a virtual number. Virtual phone number services come in several flavors. Some, like Google Voice, require you to register with a real phone number. This is done to verify your identity and to prevent abuse of the service. Google Voice issues you a virtual number on demand. The calls and messages made to this number get forwarded to the real number on record. You can also make outgoing calls and send messages from the virtual phone number. Services like Skype, Hushed, and Burner work differently. They do not need a real phone to register. They still issue virtual numbers on your demand. In order to receive and make calls and messages, you have to do it from the mobile application. So, all of your calls and messages live within the application itself. You can also set up call forwarding to a real number, as long as it is within the same country. As you can see, despite the slight differences, all services work similar from the customer's point of view. Because of this, we will examine their merits and downsides together. Let us begin with what virtual phone numbers are good for in the context of your online pseudonym. First, virtual phone numbers give you extra privacy and anonymity from third-party callers. Since you don't reveal your real number, they can only interact with the virtual one. Like we said, they don't know the identity of the person using the number. Second, virtual phone numbers give you control over the calls and messages you receive. You can block certain callers when they step out of line. If things get too far out of control, you can disable the whole virtual number. Obviously, this does not affect your real number. Continuing the previous point, you can create separate virtual numbers for different scenarios. For example, one number for reputable websites like Amazon or Facebook, which you can use for purchases or two-factor authentication. Another virtual number for services whose legitimacy you doubt, like our favorite made-up website, maybeshadywebsite.com. Fourth, virtual phone numbers ensure extra security from cybercrime. Your virtual phone may leak and end up with some less than reputable actors. This may lead to extra spam calls. Or they may try to abuse the phone number in identity theft scenarios, like phone swapping, which we explained in the previous episodes. In both cases, you can disable the virtual phone number. Then the hackers will be left empty-handed. These were some of the benefits virtual phone numbers bring. For the sake of impartiality, we will tell you about their downsides too. First, you are trusting your contacts in the hands of a third party. The vendor knows your virtual phone numbers. In the case of Google Voice, they also know your real phone numbers that the virtual number maps to. They also have a log of who calls you and whom you call. They store your voicemails and messages. And this is a lot of knowledge to trust into a third party's hands. Like it often happens with the other elements of your online pseudonym, the separation from your real identity is not full. Big tech companies, data brokers, or surveillance agencies have various techniques to link the virtual phone number to the actual person behind it. In other words, they can still figure out that it's you using a virtual phone number. The third downside is that services like Hushed and Burner are paid. The cost depends on the amount of call minutes and messages. The fourth downside of virtual phone numbers is the limited coverage of the providing services. At the moment, most services, like Google Voice, Hushed, or Burner, have little to no support outside of a short list of countries. We are talking about the US, Canada, and some European Union countries. In this episode, we discuss the benefits and problems of virtual phone numbers. In the next episode, we will show you how things work in practice with a demo.